Christmas memories.
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here or if you're coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm Holly. I'm happy to have you here. Today I'm sharing with you another collaboration video. This one is for Christmas morning breakfast. So this should give you some great ideas that you can make Christmas morning for your family. And it is being hosted by Melissa at I'm Merely Melissa and Kristy at Kristy Osborne, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. But I'm going to leave their links down below in the description box, and please go and check their channels out along with the playlist. They have great content. They do cooking and baking, grocery hauls, cleaning videos, organizing, decorating type videos. So please don't forget to go and check Melissa and Kristy's channel out along with the playlist. And now I'm going to show you what I made for this collaboration, and I hope that you enjoy the video, and I hope that everyone is having a blessed holiday season. And for this Christmas breakfast, I'm going to share with you two different ideas. One will be savory and one will be sweet, but this one is a breakfast casserole. So you will need 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese or Monterey Jack cheese. You can use any type of cheese really that you'd want. 1 cup of cooked bacon, crumbled and chopped up, or sausage or ham. You will need 3 cups of frozen shredded hash browns, 4 eggs, and we're going to beat those. You will need 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, some salt and pepper to taste, and or any other seasonings that you'd like, which I would probably add the next time I make this. A 1/4 cup of green onions chopped up. Now I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is to put together for a quick morning breakfast. You will need a 9 by 13 inch baking dish, and you want to spray that with some nonstick spray. Then add the frozen shredded hash browns. And you want to just spread that out and break them up, because I know in mine there were a few larger pieces that needed to be broken up a little bit. Then you will just layer that cheese on top and just spread it out as evenly as you can. And now add the green onions and just spread it as evenly as you can over the top. And then add the bacon. Now beat the eggs and just make sure that that is mixed really well. Now add the evaporated milk to the eggs. Add your salt and pepper to taste. And one thing I would do is add maybe a little Cajun seasoning or something else to it. I feel like it needed a little bit more than salt and pepper. So when you're doing this, make sure that you choose seasonings that you would like with this. And I would probably add some salt and pepper to the potatoes first before I add everything else, and then add some seasoning to the eggs. But you will just pour the egg mixture over the entire dish, and once you have that done, you're going to put this in the refrigerator overnight, and in the morning you will take this out of the refrigerator, put it in a 350-degree preheated oven, and cook this for about 55 minutes to an hour until those eggs are completely cooked. And then you will get a delicious morning breakfast that didn't take very long to prepare or to cook. So it's something that when Christmas morning comes around, I know like us, we're very busy and you want to kind of get things done. I don't like to do a huge breakfast Christmas morning. I try to do that on Christmas Eve. But this is something I like to do for Christmas morning because it is something very simple that I can prepare the night before. So I'm not rushing around to try to get things done in the morning. But this is perfect even with some cinnamon rolls, that type of thing. But now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a sweet component to your breakfast that you can add for Christmas morning. Now this is going to be a cherry cream cheese Danish that's shaped like a peppermint stick. The recipe that I'm linking is for 2 of them, but I only need 1, so I'm kind of halving the recipe. So just know that when you see the recipe, you will not use all of this if you're just going to do 1. I'm using half of this can of the cherry pie filling. I'm using a half of a block of the cream cheese. I'm using, I think that's about 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't think it would matter if it's over that. And I believe this is 1/4 of a cup of sugar, granulated sugar. For the frosting type, the glaze, I'm using, I think that's a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar, a 1/2 tablespoon of milk, and roughly, like I said, about 1/8 of a teaspoon or so of vanilla, and 1/2 tablespoon of softened butter. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and it's very simple and easy. Just unroll the crescent roll, and a very quick tip, if you don't want to tear this or stretch it too much, you will just use a pizza cutter, and I find this works well, especially on this crescent roll dough. And I'm just going to kind of just cut those little pieces off. That way, when you go to pull it, it's not stretching it too much. And I felt like it was going to stretch too much because I want to keep the form of that crescent dough in those triangles. So once you have that done, you're just going to line these up to form a peppermint stick. So you start at the bottom, and you're going to overlap each crescent roll. So the first part will be more of the stick. So just kind of, and mine kind of didn't turn out quite straight, but that's okay. So just continue to overlap. And then it's usually about the 5th one, I believe the recipe says, is when you want to kind of start to turn where the hook is at the top of the peppermint stick. So you want to start turning it a little bit. And I think I probably turned it too much, but you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I probably would have went a little bit straighter with it, just so I wouldn't have too long of a hook on it. But I'm going to continue to do that until I form somewhat of a peppermint stick. And this is basically what it should look like once you're done putting that together. Then in a mixing bowl, you want to add the cream cheese, the sugar, and the vanilla, and mix that up well until it becomes a smooth consistency. And once you get that smooth consistency, you're going to take this and spread it onto the candy cane where it forms the candy cane. And this is half of the recipe, so if you want to make 2, then you would mix all of these ingredients together. Like I said, I will leave that link down below, but this is half of what the original recipe called for. Now take the cherries, and you will just put that on top of the cream cheese, and you want to go all the way around. And I kind of filled in a little bit. I went back and filled in where I felt like there weren't any cherries. So hopefully I didn't overfill it too much, but just be cautious not to use that whole can if you're just doing one candy cane. Then you're going to take the crescent rolls and start folding them over. And what I did in order to make it look a little neater is to take a knife, and I just kind of inched it underneath a little bit. So that's all I did. You can cut it off if you want, but I just wanted to make sure it was kind of intact. So I just pushed it under with a knife. And as you can see, it's not a perfect candy cane, but I think it passes for one. So this is how this will look once you put it in the oven on 375 for about 20 minutes, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, so keep an eye on it. And while that is cooling, you will mix the glaze up. So you're just going to take the powdered sugar and the milk and add that, and then add the vanilla extract and the butter that's softened. And I first started with a whisk. I thought that would work okay, but it did not. So be forewarned, it's a little thick when you first start out. So I switched from that whisk to a spoon. And you can see that the consistency is a little thick, so I added just a little bit more milk, not a lot. And once I added that, it softened up a lot. So it became more of a smoother, thinner consistency, but you do not want it to be runny. You want it to kind of stay on to that crescent roll once you put it on. But I will put this on the crescent roll once that has cooled completely. And once this has cooled completely, then you can start adding the glaze to the crescent roll parts, and that gives you the white stripes on the candy cane. And it looks like a candy cane. It's not the neatest. It's a little messy, but it looks like a candy cane. And I think this would be great on a Christmas morning breakfast table. I do wish I could have put this on a platter or something, but unfortunately it would have torn apart. Now, possibly you can cut the paper around it if you wanted to kind of get rid of that for, Christmas morning, but it's going to be eaten, so I'm not really worried about that. But it is delicious. It is a great little sweet treat if you like to have sweet treats like I do. Please don't forget to check the playlist down below and check everyone's videos out, along with Melissa and Kristy's channels. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more like it, please click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and that will notify you when I post new videos. I hope everyone has a blessed day. God bless y'all.